and today is the start of the RoboCrops Hackathon in Tomatoworld. Let's see what's happening. What's your name?
My name is Jonas.
Jonas, why do you participate in this hackathon?
I'm an exchange student from Denmark, enrolled in TU Delft, and I'm in general quite curious about the whole horticulture space and vertical farming in particular. So I already conducted one experiment with a multispectral camera, where we also try to detect stress in plants. So when I noticed about the hackathon here and the LiDAR sensors we will use, I was just curious and want to see network, meet new people in the horticulture space.
Okay, that's a good reason, I think. And you, what's your name?
My name is Tim from TU Delft, and I'm participating in the hackathon because I thought it would be incredibly interesting to see what it would be like to work in an industry like agriculture.
And do you know anything about horticulture?
I do not.
Ever been in a greenhouse?
I have, yes.
And what is your opinion about Dutch horticulture?
I think we're in the Netherlands incredibly advanced and field leading in this area, so that's why I think it's very valuable to have this experience here.
Okay, thank you very much. Two girls. Why do you participate in this hackathon? What's your name?
My name is Luke. I participated in this hackathon because I graduated last week and I wanted to put all my new skills into work, I guess. So I think it's a fun challenge to be here.
Great. Lisanne, why is it for you important to be here?
Well, I think there's great potential to use technology in agriculture and also in horticulture, and to connect those and also bring new talent to the field, and see how we can solve issues related to maybe climate, sustainability, using technology. And I think with fresh-minded people here, I think we can perhaps come with more innovative ideas, solutions for the future, I hope.
Yes, I hope so too. And we will see it tomorrow afternoon. So thank you very much and enjoy the day.
My name is Guy Kaptein, and I'm here because he sent me the invitation, and it spiked my interest because I have already interest in high-tech farming. I wanted to know more about it, so that's why I kind of came here. It's kind of the reason, yeah.
Thank you. And you were the one who invited him, and why do you think it was so important that he was joining?
Yeah, we have quite similar interests. We like a lot of programming and working with robotics, and we both studied mechanical engineering, so I thought he would like it. And I studied systems and control, so I saw the link in our groups app, and I thought it would be a nice opportunity to join.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm Rick. My dad has a bell pepper farm, greenhouse. So that was a good reason to, then you know more about the sector, and also later I want to work in the sector. And I didn't hear before of this challenge, but I guess of course it's on horticulture, so maybe you get some experience on what you can do in the later stages of life.
Okay, good reason.
Welcome. Yeah, thank you.
Enjoy the day. I'm here with Pepijn and Lars. They are the students that organized the hackathon today. And Lars and Pepijn, can you tell the audience why it's so important to have such a hackathon?
Well, I think from the industry, there's really a gap between the technology students. So the industry really wants to work with the technology students from Delft or maybe from Eindhoven as well. And that gap we try to fill by first starting with this hackathon as an introduction to the greenhouse technology for all the students, and they work on a cool assignment.
So the assignment of today is how can data help the grower? Data is becoming much more important for the horticultural sector, and that's why we bring today together robotics students, system and control students, and also plant science students to work on this assignment. So how can they use data to help the grower?
And what do you think the results will be tomorrow?
Okay, right now we walked around, we see the student teams, and they get so much information, they're still in the brainstorming phase. So we're really curious about what the actual results will be, because maybe we gave them too much data. So we will see.
At least they're very active right now with all the information and processing it and really having good discussions. But it's also really good to see that our grower, and Colinda, our greenhouse specialist, walk around, and they really ask a lot of questions. Sometimes the growers even 30 minutes with one group. So they're really interested. That's great to see.
Hi, you are from Hogendorn Growth Management, and you are one of the companies that has an assignment for the students during for the hackathon. And can you tell me why it's so important to provide an assignment for a hackathon like this?
Yes, we want to introduce the horticulture for all the students from Delft, from Wageningen, from everywhere. Because some of them has already some knowledge about horticulture, but we from Hogendorn want to tell them more about that.
Okay, and what do you expect them to do, and what do you think about the results tomorrow afternoon?
Ooh, I'm not sure yet, but I think we have some nice assignments. And yeah, they are from different studies. It's system and control, robotica,
all kind of technical
yeah.
studies.
So I expect a lot, because it's, yeah, they did different studies. So
we're still working on the code part.
Okay, and can you tell me something about it?
Yeah, basically we're trying to using the leader information to determine the ripeness of the tomatoes. So once we detect a fully ripe tomato, we can tell the growers to harvest it. Yeah, and basically our idea is to use a robot to detect all the ripe tomatoes which are ready to be harvested. Yeah, and this saves the time for the growers to check them one by one. Yeah.
Okay, and what do you think? What is your biggest challenge in this?
We're still struggling on how to process the leader information.
We're trying to find a correct algorithm, the suitable algorithm for clustering the tomatoes, each one by one, and because they are all connected, so the usually used clustering algorithm is not very applicable here. So we have to maybe find some pre-trained models, pre-trained artificial networks, and do the clustering or segmentation.
Okay, sounds good, guys. I hope you have tomorrow a good presentation.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay, how are you doing, guys and girls? Okay, tell me all about it.
We have decided that the main problem is the vision of the tomatoes is now not complete, because there are 2 rows. And when there are 2 rows, there are always batches of tomatoes that are hidden behind leaves or other batches of tomatoes. So when you can get between those 2 rows, you can see other tomatoes and you can automate this process. So now we're going to look for a way how we can make this happen.
Okay, what's your biggest challenge in this?
Our biggest challenge is the mechanical strength of this structure, because we want to be coming down from the ceiling, and a mechanism that comes from the ceiling is quite difficult to make rigid enough for cutting tomatoes.
Okay, and what do you think that you can present tomorrow?
what we can present tomorrow, well, I don't want to give away everything. It has to stay a surprise. But tomorrow we'll show a 3D animation of what we think would be the best solution for this problem.
Okay, I'm very curious and a lot of success.
Thank you.
Bye. Something to eat is always good, isn't it? What do you think about the hackathon until now?
Yeah, it's very interesting. We definitely have a lot of ideas that we're working on. I've never worked in a team in this manner before, so it's definitely very interesting for me. And yeah, we still don't have a solution yet, so we're working on it. So I don't really have too much to say, but yeah, I really enjoy it.
Okay, and what's the biggest eye-opener for you today?
I really did not realize how people grow tomatoes like before, like how long they get and how they prune them and how it all works. Might not be the most shocking thing ever, but it's still, I was still very surprised.
Okay, now thank you. Hi, can I ask you something? Yeah. What's for you the biggest eye-opener from today?
Well, I would say probably the most interesting for me today was having a tour through the greenhouse, and then also the fact that they use that there's still quite a few insects, and that you use insects to control the insects, which I found quite interesting actually, and I didn't know that before. Yeah, that's probably something that really stuck out for me today for some reason. Yeah.
Okay, there's not anything technical on that. And did you get some ideas to develop?
Or with what we're doing now, you mean? So we wanted to use volume detection on the tomatoes, so we can kind of figure out what the yield would be. And currently we're trying to figure out how to do that, and if there's libraries that have already implemented it. And yeah, so we're just going along trying to figure it out as we go. Yeah.
Have a lot of success. Hi, all of you. What do you think about today, Jan?
I think it's a nice setup. I think the students are quite curious about the greenhouse business. We did a tour inside 3 groups, and they kept asking questions till the time was over. So I think they are, experiencing the greenhouse business, and some of them are already familiar with the greenhouse business, but a lot of them are, I think, quite new to it, and I hope that they are interested in things we are doing in the business.
What I noticed is the time was too short to answer all the questions they had.
Yeah, there was not enough time to answer the questions. That's correct. Yes, I think we could spend another hour answering all the questions they had. Yes, yeah.
And Colinda, what do you think about today?
Oh, it was a really busy day, and I saw a lot of very enthusiastic students. And looking at the ideas they're working on, I'm amazed at some. Some use the data, and a couple of them even do something that I would not even have thought about. They're not using the data, but they're solving real problems. There's one group that saw a problem in the tour that Jan gave, and they said, okay, we're not going to work with the data, we're going to solve that problem. So I'm not going to tell more about that, you'll see that tomorrow, but I think it's a great idea that they want to work on that.